Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Train of Thoughts. My name is Trey, and this is where I share my thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets. So, welcome to my first Jets fan thoughts, or JFT, of the preseason. So, game number one is in the books. The Jets played the Oilers tonight and lost 2-0, but score doesn't really matter because it's preseason and especially because it's the first game. So, few takes that I had. Wrote down a couple thoughts here. I overall the Jets didn't play too bad, especially with a lot of the young guys that they have. A lot of the guys that are playing for the first time that either it's one of their first chances with the team after playing in the minors, or they signed as a free agent, got traded, etc. So a lot of learning on that front, a lot of new faces. I'm hearing guys being announced. I know it's a preseason, but it's like, who's that guy? So that's the kind of how it works at the beginning of the season, especially the preseason when there's lots of guys just trying to make a good impression. Um, so I would say that the offensive standout for the Jets was Mason Appleton. He really got it going during the second and third period. Yeah, nobody scored for the Jets, but he had he was driving hard at the net. There's a couple times where there were some really nice passes. I know Tucker Poolman, who we'll talk about in a little bit, had a really nice outlet pass to him, and Mason had to catch it and kind of move his body a little bit to get in a good shooting position, but kind of all in one motion caught the puck, got himself into position, and whipped a quick high shot that almost got over the goalie. The goalie had to reach his stick up and block it. So that was impressive. Did just some of his moves, and I know that a lot of people have been talking about him as he got a pretty decent amount of playing time last year as a guy who can step up, especially if Line and Connor don't sign. So he looked pretty good out there. And then on the defensive side, Neil Pionk. He looked awesome tonight. He was out there I think I saw for over 21 minutes. He is the guy or one of the pieces that the Jets got when they traded Jacob Trouba to the Rangers. Pionk had he played in 73 games for the Rangers last year, so he's got some experience, but he has a chance to really step into a big role with a lot of the openings the Jets have on their blue line. So he looked really good, especially with his offensive skill set. He was putting the pucks at the net, had a couple of nice chances, was setting all other guys up for plays to quarterback the first power play. So he looked pretty good out there. And then a couple of guys that were noticeable. Thought in the first period that Jack Roslovic looked really good. He's a really gifted playmaker. He's just very flashy in some of his moves, and he's a really good skater, very shifty. And one like what they were talking about on the TV broadcast was his goal for this season is to shoot more. That a lot of times he tries to be the playmaker, but he wants to shoot more. And he was being aggressive and just putting pucks at the net right away in the first period. And so that was good to see. Didn't really see a whole lot or hear his name called as much after the first period, but that was good to see him get out of the gate, especially when he's really hungry for a bigger role on the team, especially again with the possible absence of Connor and Laine. Another guy was Mark Letestu. He is a vet that's played, I think, over 500 games in the NHL for a few different teams, including the Oilers. And he just looked like a solid pro out there. He's trying to win a job. He only played in a couple of games last year for Columbus, so he's hungry to get back on the team and play more than just a couple of games. And he just he was finishing checks during the beginning of the game, and just was kind of where he needed to be. He made there's a little bit of a defensive breakdown for the Jets, and he went in. He kind of anticipated what was going on when one of the Jets D-men lost sight of the puck, and he went and saw what was going on and went in the crease, and when a puck went at the net, he was there with his stick to kind of slap it away and get the puck out of harm's way. So that was good. And then I also mentioned Tucker Poolman. Yes, he was on the ice for the 2 Edmonton goals, but it's the first game of the preseason. Coach Paul Maurice said this morning that he wasn't going to judge mistakes too harshly, since it is the first game of the preseason. There's a lot of rust. There's a lot of learning opportunities. And Tucker was out with injury a bunch last year, so this is a great chance for him to show what he's got and kind of shake off the rust. And he's hungry for an increased role with all those openings that I was talking about on the Jets blue line. So at the same time, as much as he made those boo-boos, with one of them being on the second goal, he also made some really heady plays in the offensive zone where he, I talked about that outlet pass he had to Appleton. He made another nice pass from the blue line in the Jets offensive zone. And he also had a shot kind of from the blue line. That was a quick shot, and so that's good to see. So you're definitely looking for positives the first game. So that's a lot of the stuff that I have. Eric Comrie was in goal for the entire game tonight, and he looked pretty decent. He only gave up the 2 goals, and those weren't really. I don't know if there's a whole lot he could have done about those. He made some really nice saves. He definitely had a lot more dangerous situations than the tandem that the Oilers had in net. So that was a good showing for him. He's a really solid guy in nets, and in a really solid person where he's kind of stuck behind Hellebuck and Brissois on the Jets roster, where he's kind of stuck being in the minors, but he's keeping a good attitude about it. So that's most of what I got, and I just want to have one quick thing. I am not an expert on this stuff, so if I'm saying stuff and it's like, wow, how did he know that? It's not only am I watching the game, but I'm trying to listen to what the TV broadcast team is saying. I'm listening to TSN 1290 in between periods to kind of get some analysis, because it's just like, is what I'm seeing matching up with what these guys that have been watching hockey for a long time are seeing. So I just want to say that I'm kind of learning along the way too. But it was fun to watch the game. It was fun to be back in hockey. It wasn't the most exciting game to watch, preseason game number 1, but it's definitely fun to have hockey back and fun to get going on this journey of doing these videos. So I'm not going to go too much longer. I don't want to go over 10 minutes, but thank you for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts on the game or on the team down in the comment section below. And also don't be afraid to like and subscribe. So have a great night, and I will look forward to talking to you again soon.